Hey y'all, it's Christy Cook with Teadoddles. This is my monthly roundup podcast that goes along with my monthly roundup blog post on the blog. So I'll just talk about all the things that were going on last month or this past month. This will go out on the 1st of September, but I'm recording it on August 31st in the evening. So I like to just talk about things that maybe didn't make it on the blog, or just talk about what went on in the month and what's coming up in the next month for the blog and for the YouTube channel now. If you watched if you saw my blog post for Friday, you know that it almost didn't happen. My dad helped me out with that, and I did upload the video here on YouTube so I could get it connected to my blog post. But he recorded that video just to help me out because I've been having some health things go on this week and for the past few weeks, because I had a cold, and then I've had this rash on my foot that has been around for a while, and I've been doing different things to try to get rid of it, and after I had my cold it just got way worse, just like way worse, and it started going up my leg. So I went to the doctor this morning, and she I don't think she knows exactly what's going on, because even when the nurse came in to help her, she said, look at her foot. Like, it was something she doesn't see very often. So I don't know what's going on there. They did a biopsy right in the front of my ankle, which is always fun. And then they took a swab because it's kind of oozy. I know that's gross, but anyway, she gave me some steroids and antibiotics to take until that comes back so we can see what's going on. So that's been making me super tired this week because it's very itchy, and it's just all I can do to restrain from trying to scratch it. And then my foot's been swelling too, which is the main reason I went to the doctor. Yeah, so that's just been so much fun. That's the reason I didn't do a Tutorial Tuesday video again this week. So anyway, I'm looking forward to this long weekend to do some recuperation time and keep my foot propped up, and hopefully feeling better. If I look really tired, I'm sorry. That's why I look really tired. That's why I am technically wearing kind of my pajamas already. At least I didn't put my bra back on. That's one of the first things to come off when I come home. I don't know about anybody else, but it's got to go. So I'm just going to kind of go through what was in the blog posts and talk some more about it. And I have my computer over here, so if you see me looking over here, I'm looking so I don't forget something, because I will. So, and I also have, oh, I'm sorry about that. Didn't mean to shake y'all around like that, but I have my coffee mug. Get your own mug, because I figured I deserved a late afternoon or late evening. I think it's almost 8 o'clock coffee, but y'all, it doesn't really keep me up. I sleep. Coffee doesn't do much in the way of that. Try not to knock y'all over anymore. I'll straighten it out. Okay, so the first thing I always do in my monthly blog post is remind everybody that I have a secret coloring sheet page, and they are all drawings that I do, and I usually draw them in pencil and go over them with a Sharpie marker, and then I erase any leftover pencil, and then I upload them as a PDF to the blog. And if you're an email subscriber to my blog, you can print those for free. They're great for other things. I've used them as iron-on transfers for fabric. In fact, one of the last ones I did is just an all-over doodle design that I'm hoping to, I have printed on some fabric, and I'm hoping to print more so I can make something out of it and do more of those. I don't have a new one up yet, but I'm hoping to get at least one done this weekend, since I'll be resting mostly in my chair and stuff. So I'll be doing activities that allow me to sit more this weekend. If you saw Wednesday's post, was my monthly gardening post. It was very sad because it's been too hot, and I really haven't felt like getting out there and doing much, and I had thought I'd do some this weekend, but I really don't need to be out in the dirt with my foot like it is. So, anywho, and I'm not going to change the password until the end of October on that. I started doing it every 3 months instead of every month because I kept missing the first of the month for some reason. Y'all, I write it in my agenda and everything, and I don't know what good it does me, because if I don't look at my agenda every day, it's not doing me much good, is it? No, it's not. So, I gotta get better at that. And you know something that I saw, I'm not gonna remember where I saw that email from, but it was about restarting in August versus the beginning of the year, because August is when school begins for a majority of people, and I thought, hey, that's a good idea, really, because I'm a teacher, I'm an adjunct instructor, so August is a good time to reset things. So I'm going to be trying to do some of that this weekend and getting ahead of the game a little bit, hopefully. Since I'm so far behind, that might not happen. I might just get caught up at least. But so I think that's a great idea, and I'm gonna start doing that. I think resetting things in August and setting new goals and stuff in August versus the beginning of the year. Because it's just a good time for me to, I'm starting new classes, I'm starting new, I'm starting new classes. That's what it revolves around mostly. My summer semester ended the 2nd of August, I think. It was a Thursday. And then that very next day, the Friday, the fall semester began for my high school class that I do. So I went right into that. For 2 weeks I didn't have the college class, and then their fall semester started the 22nd or the 20th. Might have been the 20th. So it's been very busy just getting back into the scheme of things, because every summer I just have the college class. Well, they're both college classes. I just teach at the college. So it's a little bit different when I have both of them. So I think it's a good time for me to try to finish up things for the end of the year, because the holidays are coming too, you know, and that would be a good time for me to see what I got left to do for Christmas presents. And my goal this year is to try to have most of that stuff finished and made before Christmas. We will see how that goes, because I am as much as I plan, I'm always doing stuff at the last minute, and it just sucks some of the joy out of the time. So I'm hoping to get ahead of things a little bit. We'll see how that goes. Alright, anyway, I always put a reminder of the schedule for my blog posts in the monthly roundup for new subscribers. Typically on Mondays I do fiber type posts, such as crochet or sewing or things related to those things. And on Wednesdays I like to do DIY and gardening type posts. Sometimes I do stuff about organization. I hadn't done one of those in a long time. And then on Fridays it's what I call my life lived post. Just things about life, things going on in life. Once the season I started doing a list of watch, listen, read. I think that's what I called it. So about podcasts and videos I'm watching and things I'm reading. Occasionally I post recipes, which I haven't done in a while. This Friday was a recipe thanks to my dad. His cheesy biscuits. They are delicious. So that video is up on the channel. And you can, I should link the corresponding blog post, which is not much. It just added a little bit to it. So that you should try those out. They're really easy to make, and they're very good. They're very addictive. So let's see what else. Then let's see, on the second Monday, not this coming Monday, but the second Monday in September will be my second Christmas ornament for the Merry Christmas Sew Along. This is the third one in the series and the second one for me. So You can look forward to that. The details are all on the blog. I'll be linking to the post that goes with this, so you can have all the links for anything. Let's see, the third Monday and the third Tuesday. Third Monday I have Craft Room D-Stash Challenge blog hop, and third Tuesday I have the Pinterest Challenge blog hop. And I just about missed both of them this month because I forgot to sign up for them somehow. I don't know how I did that, but I am signed up for the Pinterest Challenge through the rest of the year, so that will definitely be happening. And I'll try to stay on top of the other one better because I like doing those. Because you get to see what the other bloggers are doing and get connected to other crafty people and see what their take is on things. Let's see, third Wednesday's garden update until it starts getting to about November or so. I stopped doing those till winter's over. I just don't do much in the garden in the winter. Excuse me. First Friday, I haven't done one in a while, but I was doing Teadoddles Talks interviews, where I interviewed other bloggers and crafty people. So if anybody's interested in doing that for the blog, please let me know. I just send you a series of questions through email to answer, and I'll do a little blog piece about you, and you can put any links to any of your stuff in there you want to, or pictures you want to show. So if anybody's interested in that, please let me know. I'll put something else about it down below. I'll put my email down below, so you can just email me if you're interested. And sometimes I do stuff about small businesses in the town I live in as well. And then the last Monday of the month is the monthly roundup. I used to do that on the last Friday, but I moved it to the last Monday because I felt like there's some people that only subscribe to my Monday posts because they just want to see the sewing or the crochet related things. I felt like they were missing some things that they might like in my monthly roundup post. So anyway, let's move on down. Tutorial Tuesday is supposed to happen here on my YouTube channel. I have missed 2 Tuesdays in a row for various reasons. One, because the first one's because I had a cold and I could not, my voice sounded like a frog. And this week it was because of my foot, and I just was so exhausted I just could not do it. So that should be starting back this Tuesday. I have plans to do, I have a pattern on the blog called the Pixel and Lace. It's a crocheted pixel and lace heart is what it is. And it uses corner to corner crochet in a different kind of way that you may not have seen. And I thought about doing a video of it, but I have an idea to use the hearts to make a scarf. So I may do the videos for the scarf. It would still be using the same techniques that I used in it, because I did a pixel, free from any other. Most time we see corner to corner, if it has an image in the middle, it's within a square sort of thing. This is just a heart without any kind of border, because I show you how to do the decreases to make the peaks on the heart. And then I put a lacy border around it, and I did a little surface crochet on it. As a matter of fact, here it is right here through the magic of video. This is my pixel and lace heart. You can see this portion right here is what I'm calling surface crochet. And then this is the C2C. It's actually done with a treble crochet versus a double or a half double, which is what you normally see. My camera got turned. It's okay. But what I'm thinking about doing for my video is making a smaller heart and then connecting hearts down the center, and you can make a scarf and then outlining it with something similar to this. So that's what I'm thinking about doing. But I will put a link to this down below, because the pattern, it was a 2-part thing I did on the blog, so the pattern is on there. And you could applique this, or you could make another side to have a little pillow. You really can adjust the stitches to be bigger or smaller if you want to. So that's what I'm planning on having for my upcoming Tutorial Tuesdays. I still do want to do some about thread sketching on the sewing machine. I just got to practice with the camera to make sure you can see everything. So that is something to look forward to. Saturday podcast. This is what I have planned for Saturday podcast. I will do a podcast for every Saturday, provided something weird doesn't happen. So the first Saturday, which is going to be this Saturday, is the Monthly Roundup podcast to go along with the blog posts I do. The second Saturday will be Yarny Goodness. So next Saturday I'll be talking about, I'll show a little bit of stuff here, but I'll talk more about it and show you all of it in the podcast that it's related to. So the Yarny Goodness podcast is all about yarn, my whips, my finished objects, anything yarn related. So then that's on the second Saturday of the month. The third Saturday of the month is Fabric Obsessed podcast. That's all about fabric, as it insinuates. So I'll be showing any new fabric purchases, anything I have in progress, and just talking maybe new patterns and things like that, because I do sew quilts and clothing and bags and just all kinds of things. So that's what you can look forward to on the third Saturday of the month. The fourth Saturday of the month will be about DIY projects and thrifty finds. So I do like to go thrift store shopping, and it's coming up on fall, which is a bigger time for me on that because it's cooler and it's easier to go out and do things. In October they have the 100-mile peanut picking yard sale here, so my dad and I enjoy doing that. So that's the day that I'll talk about any kind of DIY type things, which I consider like where I'm doing painting stuff, or I may even you may see some paper stuff there that day. I do scrapbook stuff as well. If it's a craft, I've probably done it or tried it or have it in my craft room, y'all. That's just all there is to it. So that day will be for all of that kind of stuff. And then every once in a blue moon, September is one of those months, we have a fifth Saturday. And that is going to be a wild card podcast, which means you don't know what you're going to get. I don't even know what you're going to get until it happens, because it's a kind of a bonus podcast. So that's the way I have the schedule set up. And in my description on YouTube, it does say that. So it has that schedule list if you need a reminder, or if there's certain ones you just want to watch. So I divide my blog up like that, so I figured it would be best to divide my videos up like that too. Alright, so of course there's all my links to all the other places. If you're looking for me on any social media, look for Teadoddles. That's what I am on just about everything that I am on. So, and I am on Ravelry. I need to add that to my list. I keep forgetting about that. I am on Ravelry, and Pinterest, LinkedIn, Google+, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Ugh. I do have a Facebook group called Teadoddles Makers, which I'm trying to get. I want to do some DIY challenges in there, because I have a Facebook page as well, which is more, I tend to post more crochet and fabric related things there, and that's where my blog posts go to. But Teadoddles Makers is for anybody, no matter what you make, to join in and share what you've made, and maybe if you got a question about something you're making or something like that, you can, I want it to be a group of people who can share ideas and hopefully just inspire more creativeness. That's my hope, okay? And I just want to also say a very big thank you to Summer's Tips and Stitches. I had to think about it for a second so I get the words right. I believe that's right. She recommended my video channel on her YouTube channel, and I saw a big uprise in my subscribers, and I really appreciate that, and I appreciate all the new subscribers. I enjoy meeting all the crafty people and all the other YouTubers that have crafty podcasts, because they always have different ideas and new things that you might not have thought about, and I'm always learning things still. So I really enjoy this community so far, and I hope to stick around for a while. And like I said, I really appreciate that. Thank you. So, life events. There wasn't much for me to put under life events that I've talked more about the cold I had and my foot that's going on. I did talk about how since I started doing videos, my laptop is like, the video editing software I use, I can't run anything but that on there. And my son told me I could get a SSD, which is a solid state drive, to put that software on, and it will run off of that, and I wouldn't have as much problem. So looking for a deal on that. But I did get a good deal on these to put my older pictures and blog posts on. This is a 16 gigabyte SD drive, and I got it for $5.99 on Amazon. I actually got a bunch for my husband for his trail cameras, and I got 2 for me, because that was a really great deal for that size. And it was an add-on, which means you have to have $25 in your cart to buy it, but this counts as part of the $25 is the price of this. So you could order $25 worth of this and still it would ship for free. So if you have Amazon Prime, I think that's right, but it's still an add-on. But that was a great price for that. So there's a link to that in my blog post. So then let's keep on going down. I'm looking at my blog post so I don't forget something. Oh, I wanted to share this puzzle that one of my crafty friends gave me. It very much reminds me of my craft space, except for the cat. I don't have cats, I have dogs. But they actually put this together and broke it apart into sections in here, so I can just put it in a frame when I find one. And I find some free wall space to hang it up. So it's already put together. Even though I do love putting puzzles together, I haven't had the time to do that in a long time. But I really appreciated that. That was from, it was from a family friend of ours. She also crochets and sews and things, so I really like that puzzle. It's a fun little image. So I love crafty friends are just the best, aren't they? They always understand. They give you the best gifts, little gifts. So let's see. I already talked about the Merry Christmas sew-along. And if you watched my first Fabric Obsessed podcast, you got to see that coat that I showed on the blog. So I'm not going to show that again. I also showed my first Save the Bees block of the month. Something I didn't show, and I forgot to show, was it came with a little bee pincushion pattern that I also made. I did mine a little different than hers. I got some little squiggly wires going on in there. And I had this huge black glass bead. It's not gonna focus. It's not wanting to focus. But I put some fusible stuff on some just white fabric, basic cotton fabric I had, and then I had this shimmery fabric left over from, I'm sure it was from a costume I made, one of my nieces or nephews or kids. So, and I made these little jars with the, it's where you dip it in the paint, fingernail polish, yeah. And so I decided to glue him to that because I thought this would be great. I can put some little sewing notions in it, and it would make a great little gift for a sewing friend or a new sewing friend or somebody new to sewing. So that was a cute little pattern. And I think they glued or sewed on strips, but I just did little zigzags for the bee stripes. And I had this fabric forever that looks like it has little bugs on it. So it was perfect, and I used it in the block too. So that was something I didn't show. Whoop. So, but that was a fun little make. So let's see. And anything doesn't focus good, I probably have a picture on the blog so you may be able to see it better. And I already showed the bag in my Fabric Obsessed podcast that I sewed with the fabric scraps from, you can see my dog walking around back there. He thinks I should be talking to him. I think he wants to be on camera. He's trying to sneak in a little bit. But I made it with the strips, some of the strips left over from the baby clothes quilt I finished recently. So, okay, so one of my whips that I haven't shown yet, and I will hopefully have more sewn on it by the time my next Fabric Obsessed podcast comes out. It was a quilt along I did back in 2016 that I still haven't finished. But it's called Stars in the Night, and I used mostly batiks, but I had to incorporate other stuff because I ran out of the batiks. But this is one section, this kind of the middle section that's sewed up. I've mixed the batiks in with this fabric that kind of has feathers on it. It's hard to see there, but I basically, that was a really large quilt, and I didn't have enough batik to finish. I did a new layout for it. I sketched the blocks I had made and just made my own new layout for it. You can see all my highlights and notes and stuff for the segments I'm putting together. So I'm hoping to have that finished sewed up by the time my next Fabric Obsessed podcast comes out. If I hadn't had so much trouble with my foot, I might already have that done, but I don't. So let's see. So I just wanted to show you that a little bit. I already showed you the fabric and Fabric Obsessed for the shirt I have cut out, and no, I haven't sewn it yet. Okay, so the dye. I've been buying some heavier weight canvasy kind of cottons and different prints and stuff, and I'm planning on dyeing it. I have some ideas about how I want to dye it and making bags out of it. I don't know if I've shared the full pattern for that one, what I called my Super Mom tote at one time. It was pretty large, but I'll probably make some smaller ones too, and I hope to have them up either. I haven't decided if I want to do an Etsy shop or just sell on Facebook or how I'm going to do that yet, but those will be for sale hopefully before the end of September, because I'd like to have them ready before the holiday stuff starts hitting. But I would like to have larger bags, because sometimes my crochet projects, I need big bags. I don't need just standard bags. I need something big, because I have bulky thread or I'm making a blanket, and I don't have very many of those. So I thought it would be cool to make some big ones and see if people like that, and then I could have smaller ones too. So we'll see how that goes. So that's something that's I'll be working on this month too. Plus I have to go outside to dye stuff, and I'm planning on doing some stuff with bleach, so I need to be able to go outside and do that. I already showed in my Fabric Obsessed for the 2 boundless layer cakes I got, which is for a quilt pattern I'm trying to work on. And I do have a baby quilt coming up. These fabrics didn't take a very good picture. Ooh, it's not that yellow. But it's kind of lavendery. I wanted lavender, gray, and yellow. I liked this with the dandelions on it. And there's a nice check. And that yellow, when I put it with everything, it's not that bright, but it blows everything out. This one's kind of like that gray one with the thing when I put it on camera. So it was really hard to find. I thought I would find like a fat quarter set or something with those colors in it, or most of those colors in it, and I did not. I found a shop on Etsy that sells hard to find fabrics, and believe it or not, I picked through all of them. These are all half-yard cuts. Well, most of them are. So I have more than I need, which is not really a problem. I'll use it for something else. But I was able to actually find fabrics I liked to go together with the colors that I needed. So that worked out pretty good. So that's something that they need that by October, so I should have it done before the end of next month too, to share with y'all. And you'll be seeing more about those on my Fabric Obsessed podcast as well. I already talked about the patterns on there. And any fabric that you saw on the blog that I haven't shared yet will be in my next Fabric Obsessed podcast, okay? I did finally show a picture of my color catchers. Y'all see how red those are? These are white when you put them in there. When I washed all that fabric I thrifted, I'm glad I put 2 in there because this is what they look like when I took them out. And it was this red polka dot fabric I had in there, and it still looks very bright. You would have thought it'd be faded, but I'm super glad I put those in there. But that, yay for color catchers. Put them in if you have red, especially. So let's see. We already talked about buttons. I did put in there that I'm not gonna do the mini charm club anymore with fat quarter. Not because I didn't enjoy it, but I have so many of them now, and I haven't been able to sew them together like I wanted to. So I just canceled that. I'm gonna find something else I want to do. I have some other things I'm looking at. So yeah, I just decided I didn't want to do that one anymore. Plus some of the quilty boxes and stuff are more than I want to pay, because I want to be able to do different ones. And if I paid for those, some of them are like $40 or better, and then I wouldn't be able to join a different one if I wanted to, because that's just more than I want to spend on a monthly thing that I don't get to choose. So I showed my spiral crochet case and my other crochet case, which I'm probably going to work on that some tonight to try to finish that up. Those pictures are on the blog already. And my crocodile stitch triangle poncho, have made some progress. I've made it up into the shoulder where the knitting is. I still have to do the other side though, so we'll see how far along by next Saturday for my Yarny Goodness podcast I have gotten on that. I'm really loving how it's turning out. Okay, I did, oh, in the fabrics, I put these here. Has anybody ever used Perkle sheeting for quilt fabric? Because I bought some. It was really cheap on fabricmart.com, and I really didn't know how it was, but see, like, this one is super soft, and I really love the print, and it was like $3.60 for, was it $3.60 for 2 yards? Yeah, I think it was. It was really cheap, and it's super soft, and it has a big all over print, which would be great for a quilt back. Now this one is kind of rough. I really love the print on it, but it's really rough, and it reminds me of a cheaper fabric. It is 100% cotton, so I don't know if it'll soften up when I wash it or what, but I was just curious if anybody else had ever sewn with Perkle sheeting, because it was so cheap and it was 100% cotton. So I am pleased with this one because it's very soft, but this one is just kind of rough feeling, but it could just be, some fabrics have a sizing on them, and once you wash them they get softer, so we'll see. But if anybody has ever sewn with it, let me know how it turned out. So now we're on to the yarn stuff. Alright, so I've been collecting popsicle ones. I've been collecting these popsicle ones from Darn Good Yarn, because I got it as one of my surprise things when you do the $5 for a $15 product thing and you don't know what it is. I liked it so much because since it's Saturday, today is the first month of September, which is Thyroid Cancer Awareness Month. And I say that because I am a thyroid cancer survivor. Of 5 years. Yes, June was 5 years. You probably can't see it. I'll probably talk more about it. But I have a scar on my neck from where they took my thyroid. My whole story is on the blog. If you look up under the thyca is what we say as a thyroid cancer survivor. We say thyca, so that you may see that thyca survivor, where I just did a whole list about my story, about what happened. So you can check that out if you want to. It's under the thyca survivor tab on my blog. As a matter of fact, I might just put a link to it down there, but I hope to get these caked up this weekend because I wanted to make a shawl with these colors in it, because they're perfect. Those are the colors of the ribbon, and they're perfect for it, and it's the silk. And then I got my monthly yarn club from Darn Good Yarn, and this was in it. I love it. It's speckled, and I think it goes really good with these other yarns. So I'll probably be putting that on in there too, because it's the same weight and everything. I think it just looks great in there. And I love purple and teal together anyway. So that is something I've got to get busy on, because I just got to get these caked up so I can crochet with them, because I want to wear it before the end of the month. Darn foot, it's keeping me from doing everything. So, and I'll talk more about what this kit, what my club came with in my Yarny Goodness podcast next Saturday. Sorry, you'll have to wait for that. There's some other stuff in here. But I just want to talk about that because Thyroid Cancer Awareness. Check your neck. You know when you go to the doctor and they do this, I never knew until I had thyroid cancer that they're checking your thyroid. I didn't know that. So, but there's a lot of information about it on the blog. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't know what a thyroid is, thyroid's really important. Because since I've lost mine, I basically have to take it produces a hormone your body can't live without. So I have to take a pill every day for the rest of my life. So, but I'll put a link down there to my information page about thyroid cancer and my story, so you can read that if you want. Alright, let's move on down. I did get the second half of my second project for the Jimmy Bean's Wool Crochet Club. I'll show y'all. There's a picture on the blog if you want to see it, but I'll show y'all that in my Yarny Goodness podcast. I am enjoying it. Of course, I need to sew together the first project because I still haven't done that. It's all those circles. So, and I finally found some yarn clearance at Walmart. I've been seeing everybody's yarn clearance, and when I would go, they had like mandalas at $2.50 one time, like one color, and then all the clearance was gone. And they've been having stuff in their aisles for clearance, this and that, and I was like, and then one day I was in there and they had a bucket full of yarn. I was like, ah! So, and it was really good price too. And I'll share you the whole haul in my Yarny Goodness. I know y'all getting tired of me saying that, but I just don't want to. This is supposed to be out the whole month, so I'll talk more about the individual stuff in the upcoming podcast. But they had some blanket yarn for $1. And I've been seeing this is really soft. I managed to get 2 of these in one other color, so I don't know what I'm going to actually make with it, but it was $1. That's really cheap. I think this is like $10 usually, or $6 maybe. I don't know. But that was a really good find. And I did get some other stuff. I got some, they had the Burnett Pops. I had one colorway for $1, and then I got some woolies for $1.50. So I'll be showing all the rest of that. Okay, so I was talking about the deals at Walmart. I got a little interrupted. I had a phone call from my son. So he was all excited about, he's wanting me to help him make a cosplay thing for some video game character. So they have something called Dragon Con up in Atlanta, and he wants to go to that. So, but he missed this year, so he's wanting to do it for next year. So anyway, so the other things, I ordered some stuff from a place called Hirschner's. I had never heard of it before until I started watching these blog posts, not blog posts, these podcasts about yarn, found out about all kinds of new things. So I'm not going to show you everything in here, but I did get some latch hook canvas and a new latch hook. I used to do latch hook a long time ago when I was younger, and I didn't want a kit because I have a plan for a rug I want to do with this, and maybe even some wall art. This is pretty big. I think it's like, whoa, I don't know. It's pretty big. I thought I had a sticker on it, but so that's something that'll be upcoming. And I did order some other yarn, but this was one of their yarns called Willow Drift. I liked the colorway, and this is like it's called Limestone. It's 70% superwash wool and 30% rayon from bamboo. So it feels okay. It's not the softest of yarns, But I have a feeling that once I make something with it and wash it or block it out, that it'll soften up. It's not itchy or anything. It's just not the softest yarn. But I had never seen one with rayon from bamboo and wool in it. So I wanted to see what that was like. And they had, because Hirschner's, I know they have, their shipping is like increases with the price of your order usually. But they had I got an email with 8% off my order and 18-cent shipping. So I just had to use it because I did have a 10% coupon for being a new email subscriber, but that was a better deal because the shipping was like $10 and something. So I got 18-cent shipping and 8% off, so that was even more. So that's some of the yarny stuff I have coming up, and you'll learn more about it and see all of the stuff I got from that in next Saturday's podcast for Yarny Goodness. And DIY news, I have an overall shot of my haul for that day on the blog. I did do in my DIY and Thrifty Fun podcast, talk about all the stuff that was not sewing related and some things sewing related that I missed in the first one, in my Fabric Obsessed podcast. You know, it's getting late and I'm getting tired and my words are not working. So, I think that was it on the blog. So, that's some things to look forward to for this coming month in September. You'll be probably seeing me on social media doing my butterfly for the Thyroid Awareness Month. Be sure to check your neck. That's how I discovered mine. I had a lump right here that I noticed when I went into the bathroom at work one day in the mirror. I was like, what is that? It turned out to be my thyroid, and then it just went on from there. And like I said, you can read the story on the blog. I'll put a link to it down below. So if that was it for my monthly roundup for August. Got lots of fun things coming for fun things coming for September, plus a bonus podcast for September. I'm excited about that one. And be looking for my tutorial for my pixel and lace heart scarf. I've just got to do a little tweaking and planning, but it'll be an easy one to change up, and it'll be a free pattern. So I will, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. There's buttons down below, depending on what you're looking at me on. So I hope y'all have a wonderful, if you live in the States, Monday is Labor Day, and most people have the day off, and it's what we consider the last weekend of the summer for a lot of people. So there's a lot of people out there just doing all those things. Here in the South, we have felt a wee little tiny taste of fall in the air when it rains, but it's still really humid and hot. We probably won't see much cooler weather till maybe mid-October. It just depends. I mean, I have had Christmases where it's 80 degrees outside still, so you just never know. Last year we actually got snow, which is unusual for this area. I was very excited about that, but it got colder than I like it to be, because since I have no thyroid, temperatures are hard for me. It's hard for me to adjust to the temperature. So when it gets too cold, sometimes it's hard for me to get warm, even if I cover it with 10 million blankets. Just like when it gets hot, I can't deal with it. I can't. I feel like my brain is just melting right out of my head, and I don't want to be out there in that. So anyway, I'm looking forward to a weekend of probably a lot of crochet. I'm going to try to get some drawings done for the blog. I think I can do yarn winding while I'm sitting down, maybe. I don't have to stay off my foot. It seems to swell more when I stand on it for long periods of time, and when I prop it up it seems to feel better. So I probably won't do any sewing because it's my right foot, and that's my sewing foot. I don't think I could sew with my left foot. I probably could, but I think it would be weird. So, my son is left-handed. Not that it has anything to do with what I was just saying, but he's left-handed, but he still uses his right hand for the mouse. It's just something he's always done. But we discovered that there is a very big need for left-handed scissors, because when he's been in here and tried to cut something with my scissors, it never works. It doesn't work, and that's just so weird, because it's just the way you hold it is so different. But they do make left-handed scissors. So anyway, I'm rambling on now because I'm tired and I really need to just relax for the rest of the evening. So I'm going to sign off now for real, and I'll see y'all next time.